and the All Indiana Podcast Network. This is the News 8 Daily 8 Podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update.
Hello, I'm Jeremy Jenkins, and this is your News 8 Daily 8 Podcast for Tuesday, December 3rd.
The holidays are all about sharing with family. Meals, couches, stories, Grandma's secret pecan pie recipe. And now you can also share a cart with Instacart Family Carts. Everyone can add what they want to one group cart from wherever they are. So you don't have to go from room to room to find out who wants cranberry sauce, or whether you should get mini marshmallows for the yams, or collecting votes for sugar cookies versus shortbread. Just share a cart, and then share the meals and the moments. Download the Instacart app and get delivery in as fast as 30 minutes. Plus, enjoy free delivery on your first 3 orders. Service fees and terms apply.
Credit Karma is your evolved financial assistant, making managing your finances simpler and more tailored to you. Join us at creditkarma.com to start your personalized financial journey today and continue to grow with our innovations. Credit Karma. Evolve your finances.
We begin with the police efforts to find the person who stole a car with 2 babies inside and then left them in a ditch strapped in their car seats. Police say someone stole the car on Gainbridge Street with the 4- and 5-month-old babies inside yesterday morning. That's just east of I-65 on the southeast side. Moments later, officers found the car a few miles away on Riley Street. Not far from the car was a man who was getting ready for work and picking up a package outside. He saw the babies in a ditch still strapped in their car seats near the road. Officers are praising that Good Samaritan who called 911 after he found the children.
It makes me feel good as a police officer here in Indianapolis, and not only to be a police officer here, but to live here, to know that we still have good people within our community who are doing the right things for the right reasons at the right times.
And because this is the second time in less than 3 weeks that kids have been taken as cars are stolen, experts are speaking out with tips on how you can protect your children. News 8's Danielle Zulkowski reports.
Children in the car is just, if an adult is not there to be with them, it becomes a very serious danger.
IMPD did not share how the 2 infants were kidnapped, if they were in the vehicle alone, or why they were there.
It is not a good idea, and I'm not saying this is what the case was in this particular incident, but it's not a good idea to let your car warm up as we go into our winter months. Especially when you have a child.
Child safety expert R.V. Levinson says leaving children alone in a vehicle under any circumstance is dangerous.
If you leave a child in a vehicle and you leave the vehicle unlocked, obviously someone may steal the baby. If you have a child that's old enough to unlatch themselves, a 2-year-old, a 3-year-old, they can crawl up into the front seat, shift into drive, and the car will take off.
Indiana State Police Sergeant John Perrine says Indiana does not have a specific law about leaving children in the car while it's on, but that does not mean it's legal to do so.
When somebody is neglectful and leaves a child into a car, that does fall under the neglect of a dependent statute or maybe some of the others.
The babies were found on the side of the road. Levinson says infants, toddlers, and kids cannot stay as warm as adults and teens.
They lose heat very quickly, and hypothermia could set in.
Levinson reminds caregivers to never leave a child in a hot car, as a car can reach over 100 degrees in just minutes.
Child safety experts and law enforcement alike want to remind all caregivers that children need supervision at all times, especially when they're very young. I'm Danielle Zulkowski for Wish TV, wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook for updates.
In other news, police are not yet calling the shooting deaths of 2 people on the city's north side a homicide. IMPD says officers found a man and woman with gunshot wounds yesterday afternoon at a home on 38th Street near Cornelius Avenue. That's just a few blocks from the North Meridian Street intersection. Police say the 2 were discovered after officers from the Washington Township Constable's office heard gunshots and alerted authorities. The man and woman were pronounced dead on scene. Right now, IMPD is treating this as a death investigation. Details about what led up to the shootings have not been released. Let's talk sports. The Indiana Fever's 2025 season will tip off with an arch rival coming to Gainbridge Fieldhouse. Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky will be in Indianapolis to start the season on May 17th. The Fever and the WNBA released next season's schedule yesterday. The Fever will also be on the court more next year. The league is expanding the regular season from 40 to 44 games. The WNBA All-Star Game is also in Indianapolis next year on July 18th and 19th. Tickets for the 2025 Fever season go on sale in about a week and a half on Saturday, December 14th at 2 in the afternoon. When it comes to the weather, Storm Track 8 says today is a weather alert day. That's because of the cold and slick conditions out there this morning. Meteorologist Marcus Bailey has your News 8 Daily 8 forecast.
Start with road conditions right now. Now, if I showed you this map about 12 hours ago, all right, Ashley Brown was showing a lot more snow cover and ice pack on the interstates. There's a lot of blue and red here. Now it's very scattered, just meaning that there's some hit and miss snow cover, mainly on lesser traveled roads, although some interstates in rural areas may still have some patches of ice. And so that's where you need to be aware that it's not going to be easy. I mean, look, there's Mass Ave. That's fairly busy road, you know, in the evening hours. It's been traveled quite a bit since the snow stopped falling, and it still looks quite icy. Okay, so just be aware of it. A lot of city streets still going to be slick, especially side roads in your neighborhood, going to be icy. 16 degrees now, west wind at 9, and 4 is where our wind chill sits. We're down to 2 for a feels like temperature in Kokomo, so a rough start there. 6 in Lafayette and Richmond. 7 is the current wind chill in Muncie. Now, still some flurries left over in east central Indiana, east of, say, State Road 3. That will eventually move down towards Cincinnati. It's part of a little cold front that's kind of dicing its way through here this morning. Still a lot of low cloud cover for now. That should get a little better as we go through the day. Today's Storm Track 8 Futurecast, I think we're going to say dry. I'm going to say some breaks in the clouds, so some sunshine on the way from late morning into the afternoon, and then by later tonight, we'll likely see those clouds building back again through the overnight. Better than the last few days, but we are still well below average for highs. 26 at noon, 33 for your high. Chills stuck into the mid-20s. We are tracking another system tomorrow. Could bring some ice, maybe some snow, and the wind machine cranks up. And it's another cold shot of air coming our way to follow this system. We'll break it down in my Storm Track 8 forecast coming your way in just a few minutes.
To get a peek at Marcus Bailey's full forecast, just head over to wishtv.com. And don't forget, conditions will change throughout the day. To make sure you have the most up-to-date forecast, download the Wish TV Storm Track 8 app. And for a more detailed look at conditions, you can check out our Storm Track 8 weather blogs.
My dad works in B2B marketing. He came by my school for career day and said he was a big ROAS man. Then he told everyone how much he loved calculating his return on ad spend. My friends still laugh at me to this day.
Not everyone gets B2B, but with LinkedIn, you'll be able to reach people who do. Get a $100 credit on your next ad campaign. Go to linkedin.com/results to claim your credit. That's linkedin.com/results. Terms and conditions apply. LinkedIn, the place to be, to be.
Turn protecting the planet into your career. Georgetown's 10-month interdisciplinary Master of Science in Environment and Sustainability Management program blends cutting-edge scientific knowledge with essential business principles, equipping you to address the world's most pressing environmental challenges. Learn to tackle today's most urgent environmental problems with a strategic, dual skill set that combines environmental science and business expertise. Ready to make a real impact? Georgetown's Master of Science in Environment and Sustainability Management empowers you to transform your passion for the environment into a meaningful, purpose-driven career. Explore the program at msb.georgetown.edu/ESM-podcast.
Well, yesterday's snowfall left roads slick and caused a lot of trouble for drivers. A number of them were involved with several crashes across the area. NDOT already had plans to discuss its winter weather preparedness. They're rolling out 170 yellow trucks this season to keep roads safe, and our crew members actually tagged along with a snowplow driver who walked them through their preparation routines.
I mainly make sure my equipment is ready to go. When I know that there's a snow coming, I'll make sure like my equipment and everything is ready to go, because sometimes you know, if there's equipment failure, then you're failing out there on the road. So it's like you got to make sure all your stuff is good.
NDOT says each of its drivers will treat about 4,000 miles of road this season. And this has been your News 8 Daily 8 podcast for Tuesday, December 3rd. I'm Jeremy Jenkins for Wish TV, wishtv.com, or follow us on Facebook for updates.
This is the News 8 Daily 8 podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update on demand. For even more, on demand and on the go, connect with Wish TV on Facebook at wishtv.com and on the free Wish TV mobile app. Thank you for listening, and be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this podcast for updates every weekday morning on the All Indiana Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcast.